Hi, in this video, we will be analyzing two important aspects of a good paragraph, unity and coherence. Before we start the video, let's talk about our objectives. First, we will study how to maintain unity in a paragraph. Second, we will study how to maintain coherence and cohesion in a paragraph. Finally, we are going to finish the video by analyzing the meaning and use of because of and due to. So let's start. For unity in a paragraph, you shouldn't include any information that is not relevant to the main points in the topic sentence. If your sentence doesn't support the topic, then it will be considered irrelevant. For instance, you are writing a paragraph about the causes of something. Your topic, your controlling ideas, your other ideas and sentences should all give information about the causes. You can't, in this paragraph, include solution sentences. To explain it better, let's say you are writing a paragraph about the cause of culture shock. In this paragraph, you can't say doing this or doing that might be a good idea for people who experience culture shock, or people should do this or should do that in order to prevent culture shock. Why not? As I told you earlier, your paragraph is about the causes of something, culture shock. But in this paragraph, if you write solution-based sentences, solution-related sentences, then these sentences will be considered irrelevant. In order to understand unity better, now we are going to have a look at a sample paragraph. First, I want you to look at the topic sentence. As you can see, our paragraph will be about how people spend their weekends and what they do. I want you to pause the video now, and after you pause the video, please pay attention to the underlined sentences and try to understand why they are considered irrelevant. As can be seen from the paragraph, the first underlined sentence is irrelevant. What makes it irrelevant? Remember, our topic sentence was about how people spent their weekends. But this sentence is about the two enjoyable activities. This is not how people spent their weekends. Second underlined sentence is similar to that one. This is irrelevant. What makes it irrelevant? Again, this sentence does not give us any information about how people spend their weekends. It is about people working hard during the week. That makes this sentence irrelevant. For the first task, I want you to look at the topic sentences below and choose the option which is irrelevant. You can pause the video now to do the activities. Okay, now let's talk about the answers. The first one, our topic sentence is, it is interesting to visit foreign countries. In this paragraph, we are expected to write why people visit foreign countries and what makes it interesting. However, when you look at option C, we see something irrelevant. You can search for a cheap hotel. This has nothing to do with the topic sentence, because searching for a cheap hotel is related to saving money or managing budget. However, it's not about what makes it interesting to visit foreign countries. In the second one, there is a lot to do in New York City. Again, similar to the first topic sentence, we are expected to write what people can do in New York City. However, option D is irrelevant. The subways in the city are clean. So, this is not expected in that kind of paragraph. Yes, people can see many museums, and New York City is famous for its theaters, and you can eat different kinds of food. These are all related to the things that you can do in New York City. However, option D, subways being clean, is irrelevant in this sentence. Let's continue with the third one. Our topic sentence is, people prefer small cars for 3 reasons. What are these reasons? We are required to talk about these reasons. Here, option A is irrelevant. They are too small. B, C, and D, these are all about the reasons why people prefer small cars. They are easier to park, they are cheaper to buy, and they use less gas. However, option A is something negative. They are too small. Don't buy it. In a way, it gives us that meaning. Therefore, this option is irrelevant. Fourth one, our topic sentence is similar to the one we have just read in our sample paragraph. People spend their free time in different ways. And option A, C, D, these are all about how people spend their free time. However, when you look at option B, this one is irrelevant. Some people say that they don't have free time. This is not related to how people spend their free time. Last question. Our topic sentence is smoking cigarettes is a bad habit. Okay, here the irrelevant sentence is C. There are many kinds of cigarettes. When we look at the topic sentence and option C, we can clearly see the irrelevance here. So our topic sentence is about what makes smoking bad. But C is suddenly talking about or writing about kinds of cigarettes, which makes it irrelevant. For the second task, you are going to read two paragraphs, and each paragraph has two irrelevant sentences. I want you to pause the video now to find these irrelevant sentences in these paragraphs. When we look at our first paragraph, we see that sentence 6 and sentence 11 are irrelevant. It is important to look at the topic sentence. Our topic sentence is about clothes today and clothes nearly 200 years ago. And we are focusing on the differences. However, in sentence 6, we see something different. This is not related to the differences between clothes today and 200 years ago. Similarly, sentence 11 is about preference. So human-made materials are not preferred. This is again not related to our topic sentence, which was about the differences between clothes today and clothes 200 years ago. Therefore, sentence 6 and 11 are irrelevant. In our second paragraph, our topic sentence is about, we can see that our topic sentence is about what makes METÜ one of the best universities in Turkey. And we have our controlling ideas. Because of the high quality of education and the facilities. When we look at the sentences, we see that sentence 2 and sentence 8 are irrelevant. Why? Because sentence 2 is about the number of students who apply to METÜ. This is not related to the high quality of education. Similarly, in sentence 8, we see that tennis is becoming more and more popular among the students who study at METÜ. This doesn't give us any information about the facilities at METÜ. This is about the students who play tennis. Therefore, sentence 2 and sentence 8 are irrelevant. I hope that you got some ideas about what unity is. Now, we are going to focus on another important aspect of a good paragraph, which is coherence. For coherence, your sentences must hold together. This means that the move from one sentence to another should be logical and smooth. There are three basic ways to write a coherent paragraph, and we will focus on them in a minute. The first one is arrangement. There are basically three ways depending on your paragraph. This can be chronological, it means time, or spatial or logical order. The first one is chronological. So if you are writing about the life of a person, you should start with uh, where this person was born, when this person was born, the education life or work life. So it should follow a chronological order. Second one is spatial order. In order to make it easier for the reader to understand your ideas when you are describing a place or an object, you should follow spatial order. It means that you are going to describe the place or an object from left to right, from right to left, or from bottom to top, or from top to bottom. This will make it easier for you and the reader to describe the place or the object. Final one is logical order. In this paragraph, so you need to write your ideas from the most important to least important, from the least important to most important, or sometimes your ideas can be equally important. It depends on, as I told you, it depends on your paragraph and your discourse. Another important point to achieve coherence is the repetition of keywords. Key ideas or keywords can be highlighted through referencing. Pronouns such as this, those, she, they, or adverbs such as here and there can be used to refer to the previously mentioned nouns or places. Similarly, we can highlight keywords or key ideas by using synonymous words. In our first example, the first highlighted word is them, the object pronoun them. The writer used this in order to refer to that people's bodies. And this led to the keyword mummification. This word is supported with the phrase this process. So the writer achieved coherence by using referencing and repetition of keywords. In our second example, our first highlighted phrase is scientific experiments. Again, the writer used the object pronoun them to refer to scientific experiments. In the next sentence, the phrase those experiments is used in order to achieve coherence. Another important way to achieve coherence is to use transitions. Transitions such as when, because, however, therefore, in addition are very important because they show the connection between one idea and the next. In addition to these words, we can also use enumeration to introduce the major supporting ideas. It is a useful tool because it helps us arrange our supporting sentences in a logical manner. In a minute, we will see a sample paragraph and study how the writer used enumeration in order to achieve coherence. Now, give yourself some time to read this sample paragraph. You can pause the video now. In our sample paragraph, we have the enumerator kinds. We have the first, the second, and the third, and these are called listing signals because in our topic sentence, we see the word three. This will give us information about how many listing signals we are going to have in our paragraph. Remember that kind is not the only enumerator that we can use in our paragraphs. Depending on our topic, we can write about the causes, effects, or solutions. And depending on how many major ideas we are going to have, we can have 2 or 3 listing signals. As I mentioned earlier, we can have different enumerators. These are the most commonly used enumerators in a paragraph. Depending on your major ideas, you can have 2 or 3 listing signals. After determining what you are going to write about and how many listing signals you are going to have, it is now time to provide the readers with some ideas. After the verb to be, we can use a noun phrase, or a noun clause. Alternatively, we can use these listing signals. Remember that when you want to use these listing signals, you won't need enumerators. All you have to do is choose one of these and write your sentence. Now I'm going to ask you to pause the video and analyze these listing signals and enumerators. When you feel ready, you can resume the video. So far, we have studied unity and coherence. Now I'm going to mention the steps to follow before starting to write a paragraph. There are basically 5 steps. At step 1, you can write down the ideas in your mind without stopping. You can do this by listing, using mind maps, or getting ideas from model paragraphs or from your partner. At this step, You shouldn't pay attention to organization, using correct sentences, and spelling. These are not important. Just brainstorm and write as many ideas as you can. At step 2, you need to organize your ideas. Just select the ideas to use in your paragraph and group the similar ideas together. What is important at this step is that your ideas should be relevant, not irrelevant. After that, at step 3, it is now time to write our first draft. Remember that in order to write a good paragraph, writers usually need to write more than one draft. Okay, after writing your first draft, it is now time to revise and edit it. Don't worry, your instructors will help you and give you feedback on your work. When you revise your paragraph, you can add new information, take out some sentences, or change the order of the ideas. When you edit your paragraph, you're going to check for mistakes and make some corrections. After that, based on the feedback you get from your instructors, it is now time to make the necessary corrections and finalize your work. For task 3, we are going to study the following paragraph and write the reasons for people moving to large cities in Turkey. Before we pause the video, I'm going to ask you to read the topic sentence. As you can see, our topic sentence is, a lot of people move to large cities for 3 main reasons. Here, remember from our coherence section, 3 here is the listening signal, reason is the enumerator. Now, pause the video to write the reasons for moving to large cities. By paying attention to the listening signals and the reasons, we can write down these. The first reason is more job opportunities, or there are more job opportunities in big cities. Second reason is educational opportunities. And the final reason is cultural activities. For the final part of our video, we are going to focus on because of and due to. Giving reasons will definitely add variety to your ideas in your paragraph. You already know that because is followed by a full sentence. Because there are a lot of cultural activities in big cities, people can spend their free time in a more enjoyable way. Similar to because, we can also use because of and due to give reasons. But the difference is that they are followed by nouns or noun phrases. Let's have a look at the example sentences. It is easy to continue higher education in big cities because there are a lot of universities. You already know this. And the writer wrote the same sentence by using due to and because of. It is easy to continue higher education in big cities due to or because of the high number of universities. So after due to and because of, you are supposed to use noun, noun phrase, or verb ing. Now I want you to pause the video now to analyze these language patterns in more detail. So that's the end of our video. Your instructors will tell you what to do next. Good luck, everyone.